Welcome to another episode of Let's Wine, Stories Uncorked. And today we're again from FIEXPO here in Costa Rica. And I have the privilege and the honor of having Tammy Moore, Vice President of Learning and Development at PCMA. Yes, welcome, Tammy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, cheers.
Well, cheers. Yes. Cheers.
Cheers since we're in
Salud. That's right. Salud. Yes.
So thank you for the gift of your time.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you're joining us here today. And tell us a little bit about what PCMA is for some members of our audience that may not be as familiarized.
Sure.
With PCMA, and a little bit about your role at PCMA.
Absolutely. So PCMA stands for the Professional Convention Management Association. We are one of a handful of associations in the global business events industry, founded about 70 years ago. We just celebrated our 70th anniversary last year or earlier this year. And we are focused on providing education, membership experiences for meeting professionals, suppliers, destinations, et cetera, in the global business events industry. So, and my role, so I'm the Vice President for Learning and Professional Development. And I have two sides to my team. I have first our event education side. So we are focused on providing education at conferences, our three major conferences that we have each year. And then on the product side, we develop courses, we have webinars, we have other peer-to-peer learning opportunities that we create on our learning product side. So really focus on anything that focuses on education.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, 70 years in this.
70 years.
Yeah. Wow, that's a long time. Right? How has the education component evolved over the past 7 years, especially now in the era of AI?
Yeah. Well, I think that what's interesting about education now is folks, when they come to our conferences, they are coming not just for education, but they're coming for experiences. And they really also want their education to be an experience. So I think rather than focusing 100% on, say, presentation style education, we are doing more peer-to-peer learning, more interactive learning, more workshops, so that folks who have such a wealth of experience in our industry, and while topics are really important, we also want folks to have the opportunity to learn from each other. And so at all of our conferences, we have a combination of different styles of learning, depending on the topic. In terms of AI, we are using AI as an internal team to really help us pinpoint the types of education that our participants are looking for. And by reviewing survey data and reviewing market signals and market cues, we're able to create and target those education sessions, which make our programs more successful. In terms of the events industry itself, the use of AI is exploding. PCMA actually partnered with an organization a few years ago called GevMe, and we have an AI tool called Spark and also Destinator. And both of those were developed by event professionals for event professionals to help with their work. So we're covering AI in tools, we're covering AI and how we're using it internally, but then also helping to educate how AI can be used for a business event professional.
Oh, Spark.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, it's really cool. It's really cool. If someone's in a planning role or even a marketing role or even a sales role, it has over 180 pre-populated tasks that you can go in and help you with a marketing strategy, setting an agenda, evaluating your session results, developing, repurposing content, from sessions into, LinkedIn or into podcasts as well. So it's a really amazing tool that was developed for the global business events industry.
Sure. That's amazing, Tammy. And we're here in the framework of FIEXPO.
Yes.
What has, I know you're meeting tonight, but what are some of the main takeaways that you're taking from these 2 days?
What's been wonderful is I've been able to see folks here that I also see at our conferences as well as other industry conferences. And so I think the community of what bringing folks together with FIEXPO is so important. I know that many folks go to different other types of events like this, but to do this in Latin America, I think for almost 19 years or over 19 years at this point, and just the camaraderie, I think the connections that are made here, the education that's been provided. I had the opportunity on Saturday to deliver a workshop for sales professionals in Latin America, looking at consultative sales. And then later today, I'm delivering a workshop for the Corporate Planner Forum on how to move from being more of an order taker to that trusted advisor. So the education that has been delivered. I know there's a women in leadership summit today as well. So I think bringing this to Latin America, and having folks connect for business, for networking, and for education is so critically important.
That's amazing. Well, Tammy, how do you see the Latin American winter? Because the growth that we've seen in terms of rooms available has exploded fast. I'll say 5 years, right? The level of destinations, how destinations are really be very aggressive marketing themselves out there, putting themselves out there for the world to see.
Yes.
Well, how do you see Latin America?
Yes. So I've had the opportunity now. This is my third city that I've been able to visit in Latin America in the last 3 years. So I've been to Quito twice. I've been to Bogota, and now I'm here in Costa Rica and San Jose. And so we have a regional team, our LATAM team, and I work very closely with them to help support the work that they're doing for the community with PCMA through education. And so we have been able, so over the last few years since I've been at PCMA, have really developed a very close relationship with them. So how can we strategically bring events? We had Convening LATAM earlier in May. And so I was there for that.
It was in Bogota.
It was in Bogota. Oh, no, last year's Bogota. This year was in Quito. And it'll be in Lima, Peru next April. Yes.
Wow, 2027.
Yeah. So that's right.
We have to see each other.
We'll have to see each other in Lima. That's for sure. And so I think what's been great is the growth, because coming to the cities that I have come to as a new person coming into Latin America, I never had the privilege before or the opportunity to travel before. And so now I am, and just seeing the quality of the cities, the safety, the transportation, the infrastructure, the properties, the hotel properties, the convention centers, I can see the growth. And even within our Latin American, our team, we have seen growth in terms of the community that we are building within PCMA as well. So it is a wonderful time to be in Latin America, to bring your events to Latin America. And the destinations really are doing everything they can to bring more business into their areas.
Yeah, I think we're becoming really a magnet for meetings, events, conventions, and people who have never been to the region before, they need wanting to come back.
Yes, the food, the people, the hospitality, the environment. I mean, it's just such a wonderful place to be. And I can't think of, if I were planning events again, which I used to a very long time ago, I would certainly be looking at bringing more events to Latin America.
So you have to walk away with in Costa Rica, they have coined a phrase that is called pura vida.
Yes.
Pure life. So
pure life. Yes.
You're living with pura vida in your heart.
Yes.
Wanting to come back.
That's exactly.
And tell me, I know you love wines as much.
I do love wine.
And we were talking a little bit of camera about some very, very unique wines.
Yes.
That you have. So a white Tempranillo.
A white Tempranillo, yes.
And a white Malbec.
And a white Malbec. So recently, so I have been recently experimenting with different grapes. And there's a wonderful wine bar where I live in South Carolina. And the owner has 32 wines on tap, if you will. Okay. And so, yes. And so it's wonderful because there's a tasting, a half glass and a full glass. And so you can pour for yourself what you like. What's nice about that is he has some really interesting wines that are different varietals, different things that I've never tried, where I might not want to commit to a full bottle, but being able to try something. So last week I had a white Malbec for the first time, and just very different flavor, but lovely, very drinkable. I have a white Tempranillo in my refrigerator at home, which I can't wait to open, and just really experimenting with some different varietals, different blends as well. So it's fun.
That's amazing. Well, you have to tell me, you have to keep us posted.
I will.
White Tempranillo.
I will.
But what's your favorite go-to wines?
So my favorite go-to, if I am splurging, I guess, is an Amarone. I just the processing, how it's created, the care, the time that it takes, it can really come through in the wine. So that would be my favorite. If it's summer, I'm definitely drinking rosés or a Sauvignon Blanc, but I'm excited to try some of these new wines, add those to my repertoire.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tammy, learning and development.
Yes.
It's a big role because the way that we learn, the way that we interact with content has evolved very rapidly.
Very much so.
Yeah. And the expectation in terms of how we consume the content.
Yes.
Have you seen, what are some of the trends that you're seeing more from migration to digital?
Yes.
Interactivity?
So I think, so part of the courses we offer a couple of different kinds of courses. So we offer courses that are purely online and on demand. I should say purely on demand, so that the day you purchase the course, you can start taking the course and finish it as quickly or slowly as you'd like to finish it. We also have what we call cohort or facilitated courses, where the content, it might be a 5-week long course, and the content unlocks a week at a time. So it's more of a steady state. And there's the instructor is actually facilitating conversation via chat, sometimes has calls, Q&A calls with the learners. And then we have more micro courses as well. So when I look out at how things have changed, especially in the last, I would say 5 years, we've seen more of an increase in demand for purely on-demand courses. I think because people are so time-pressed. They want the content, they want the skills, they want the knowledge and education, but at the end of the day, they don't have the time to dedicate to something that is, 5 weeks long. And so we're trying to meet them with where their needs are. But we also know that we have other learners who do need that interaction with an instructor. They do need the structure of, okay, in this week, I need to get this content and these assignments done. And then next week, I'll do something new. And so they do need that structure as well. So we're also trying to create additional courses that meet that need. I think what I've seen, especially from the micro-credentialing, is really around specific skill development. I think folks are starting to get a little smarter about what are the skills that I need to get ahead. Maybe I'm entering into a new role. I'm now doing more sourcing and contracting. I've not done that much before. I need something that's going to help me with those skills or with that learning. And so we're also trying to identify what are the very specific skills that folks are needing to advance their career. And everybody loves to have some kind of a credential. So being able to give a badge or something they can post on LinkedIn, on their resume, et cetera, is really important. So that's the online piece. When it comes to in-person, we know that adult learners, they learn best by their conveying their own experiences, asking questions of each other. So when we do our roundtable conversations, when we do trainings and workshops in person, we really try to make those as interactive and engaging as possible, so that all the participants are talking to each other and learning from each other. And that's what we also try to reiterate during our events. Yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing. How many professionals do you train a year?
So we are right now, I just pulled the numbers. We have well over 800 learners currently this year. So that includes
just the first half of
the year. So well over 800. Last year, I think we ended the year at almost 2,000, maybe 1,800 learners in the full year. So that is folks that are taking our courses, that are attending our webinars, that are attending, so really, anyway, it's probably actually more if I really do count all the webinars, it's probably a little, those are unique learners. So we might have repeat people coming to different things, but that's the unique email address of you.
Wow, look at the impact.
Yes,
that you are
huge impact. Yes, huge impact. And our conferences, Convening Leaders is our largest. We had this past year, it was in Philadelphia in January, and we had, I think, over 57 learning opportunities, whether they were conversation starters or breakouts or main stage, or things that were happening, education happening in our trade show floor called the District. We had many different ways that folks were learning, and our Convening Leaders, I think, was well over 4,000 people this year. So the impact we are trying to make is great, but we're also trying to focus in on having also personalized impact as well through the courses that folks are taking.
That's amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
How big is your team?
So I have 2 full-time event education leads, and so we're able to work ahead on our events because we have the way we've structured that side of the house. So it's only 2 people that are managing that.
Wow.
And then on the product side, I have a new product development manager, I have a digital product manager, and then I have a director. So I have a team of about 7, and we have some administrative support as well. So we do have a big team, but given the number of things that we're trying to do every year, the number of events as well as learning opportunities, we're very busy.
Oh my God, that's amazing what you're doing.
Yes,
A mighty team of 3.
that's right. And also, last September, the event education team came over to me. So what that has done is it's really created a feedback loop that's critically important, because the sessions that we're doing at our conferences, the ones that are resonating, we need to then translate those into learning products. And vice versa. If we have learning products that are resonating in the market, we need to translate that into our conferences as well. So the feedback loop between the two teams, how we're sharing information, how we're taking the feedback and developing new things to meet the needs of the market is really important. Yeah.
So you've been there in this industry for a long time.
A very long time. Yes.
How do you see the industry? How do you see the nature of the house?
Yeah. So I've been in the global business events industry since I started planning back in 2000. So over 26 years at this point. And I feel like I sit in a very unique position because I planned, then I did sourcing and contracting, then I was leading a team of 23 planners, and then I made the pivot into education. So now taking everything I learned or I was coaching my team on, and then creating education to help people move forward. And that, I think, is really the future, because when we look at what got us, the old adage, what got us here won't get you there, is critically important. And so one of the topics and that I'm most passionate about is helping event professionals move from being so logistically focused and tactically focused to becoming more strategic, to having that seat at the table. And then once they get that seat at the table, being able to wield the influence that they can based on where they sit within the organization, the knowledge they have, the experience they have. So when I look out at the future of the business events industry, I see more event professionals becoming more business professionals, and that regardless of whether that's an educational background or not, but then what event professionals are being asked to prove: ROI, impact, making sure that the events that they're producing are meeting the organizational goals. Some folks need help with how do you get there? How do you do that? And I just see the demands of what's being asked from event professionals just increasing, both on the sales side as well. I think that everyone's looking to demonstrate ROI. Budgets are, what they are, and everyone's being asked to do more with less.
Absolutely. You're so right on point, because the challenge now for being a professional in the business space is how do I showcase the value associated with that?
That's right. That's right.
Of any event.
Right. That's right. I always say that every event should have measurable goals and objectives, even a small dinner, right? Like, what is why are we doing this event? Why are we spending, time, the money, the resources on what we're doing? And also, when I think about on the supply side, when I think about destinations, I think about venues, I think about, production houses, there's work there that they can do to help planners with some of that information by asking good questions around what are the goals for your event? How does hosting your event at our destination or at our venue, how can we help you achieve these goals? And so I think it is a two-way conversation that I think is happening and needs to continue to happen on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. To you, what's the most important metric when conducting an event?
Well, to me, I think sometimes we get so focused on how many people are there that we're not looking at the quality of the people are there. Because to say that there were 50, 1,000, 10,000 people or more in your program is one thing. But to say that I had, 50, 1,000, 10,000 qualified participants who are going to buy our services and products, who are going to know their membership with our organization, who are going to, give us business and help us grow as an organization, that qualified participant, to me, I think is the most important metric. And I think sometimes we don't do a great job of tracking the qualified participants. We're really just tracking the volume.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. so much, so many insights and so much wealth of knowledge that you bring.
Yes, thank you.
Of the social.
Thanks, Lee.
And tell me, what message would you like to give for our audience?
Yes.
In terms of not only an open invitation to all of the conferences next year, but what advice do you have for?
Yeah, I certainly would say, I think that being a part of an association within this industry is so critically important. I think it's important from the connections that you make. I think it's important from the business that the things that you learn. And so I would say that being a part of a community, which doesn't have to be an association, being a part of a community that is challenging you to continue to excel and do better is something that's important for career growth. I would also say that keep an eye on how the events industry is evolving, and are you rising to meet the evolution of that? Are you afraid of AI or embracing AI? Are you learning how to prepare better business cases and reports and be more strategic? Or are you continuing to produce the same events with the same results that may be diminishing results? So I think we have to continually push ourselves. We have to learn. We have to grow. Because what I always like to say is that it's important that we're brave. It's important that we put ourselves out there and learn something new, because we all have magic inside us and the world is waiting for everyone's magic. And so I want everyone to bring their magic into the world.
Well, to magic.
Yes, to magic. Cheers.
So we will see each other hopefully in Lima.
In Lima? I hope so. I hope so. I hope you might come to Convening Leaders.
Yes.
It will be in Miami.
Oh,
in January.
I'll be there.
Yes, there. Yes.
Thank you so much for the gift of your time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for such an inspiring conversation.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to pizza.
Cheers. Cheers.
Let's wine.